Okay, well, here we are. Finally finished up this project. So this will be the last video in this series. I'm going to do maybe an edited version of sort of a quick version of this whole thing. But I just want to turn each piece and show them off so I can have it for that in the end, but also to show you from the comparison from the beginning. So all I did, the final thing I did was do the clear coat. This is a satin or semi-gloss painter's touch clear coat. Dries real fast, not nearly as smelly as the clear gloss, and also better suited to what was originally on these, and offers a pretty good finish overall. So it seems to blend in pretty seamlessly with whatever clear coat was on the originals, but also makes the joins and paints that I did almost completely seamless. I mean, you really barely notice that ear has been replaced and painted to match. So there they are. These ones didn't need any repairs, so they were just clear coated. So I'll just work through and remind what I had done as I turn each one. So these were the both hands replaced. They were broken off. Some paint touch-ups, nothing major. So reminder that the goal of this series was to repair and match in style as close as possible, and matching color the patching parts, because it's something that you may come across. It's a pretty reasonable problem to have, and a lot of people may come across the same thing. So for this one, the arm all the way from the elbow to the hand was broken off and replaced. So the join is right there, and you almost can tell if you look really close, but the point is it's pretty subtle and you won't really see it. Her flower was also gone, and I think one of her, nope, her hair was fine. Mostly just touch-ups. So then for the angel here, this entire wing was missing, or at least it was a tiny piece still on there that I broke off and just replaced. I made it separated on purpose to match the original, and tried my best to mirror it in style and quality. And her right hand was gone. No, her left. My right. So yeah, that was replaced. All of these were bent up, so those got straightened. And then we'll go to these guys. So the Wiseman, he didn't have too much. He just had a few chips, and I just painted a color to match. It really wasn't worth trying to join a little piece onto that. Just reminding everybody what these guys look like. Such a nice set. This one was missing half of that hand, so there's a tiny little join mark there, but hardly noticeable. And that was all pretty minor. This one, I didn't do any painting on the front or the face. That was original, which I was tempted to repaint his mustache, but honestly, I just want to stay true to the original source, so I left it alone. This one had an entire piece missing that if you hold it in the right light, you can almost see the line, but from this distance, it's imperceptible. I can't see it. It's right there. So I had to blend that color, all of this. I had to match that, all the colors from there out, and then match that pattern. So not too hard, but important. And then for Mary, her entire head cover was gone, except for a thin line that revealed what the start of this pattern was. So I knew that it was something to do like this, and I had no idea how far it went except for where these paint lines finished. So I recreated this entire piece out of clay, both of her arms, this piece of hair, and yeah, I think it came out pretty good. You can I don't know, I can barely even see where it was joined. I finished off the pattern as best I could to match what I saw on existing pieces, and came up with just something that sort of hinted at what they had. I couldn't really tell, but it's okay. I was just trying to get some kind of orange flower and dot pattern. There's a lot of these 3-dot motifs everywhere, and there was a very small little squiggly black, but I just decided to make a little V shape and put a dot in the middle of it for simplicity, and I think from far away, from regular viewing distance, it looks quite good, so I'm very happy with that. Then the last two were non-existent, so these were missing pieces from the set, so I had to create this completely from clay. And if you want to see that whole process, you can go back to the first videos in this series. I think the second one shows how I made this, and completely painted. The last video I did, I showed how I made this little a la Bob Ross style painting to match the rest in colors and style, which was quite fun. It was a fun little exercise. I did a few little touch-ups at the end, a little shading, just real subtle shading of brown here and there to add some tiny layer of shadow, but for the most part it's exactly what I finished with in the video. So you can see that whole process. And then you know, fine-tuning all the lines. I did lots of touch-ups on his back parts here. And you know, to match sort of what happens on these other motifs, but he was the only male character with no cape on his back, which I did model after the standard sets that I saw. The other sets that are similar, he's always holding a bag and a little hat. So I matched the pose and the style as best I could, and trying my hardest not to make it too detailed, but you know, I made the face a little bit more on the mouth and nose than they had on theirs, but I think overall he achieves the purpose I set out for, which was to match. And I mean, all of this was completely new. So same with the baby Jesus. He was gone, and I made him from scratch as well. And you know, I didn't show the video on how I shortened those, but I do talk about it. Originally they were too long when I first made it. But yeah, he made to match the style, and made to fit this little part that was here. Which you can see the outline of the original is probably a little smaller, but that's okay. I took a few little liberties here and there, but that is the set complete and sealed and ready to pack up for next Christmas, I guess. Probably going to do something with the set and the house to go around it, but not in this series. It'll be something I do later. I'm going to be moving on to some other projects, and hopefully, yeah, hopefully enjoyed that. Glad for people who stuck it out and watched through. And yeah, it was a lot of fun. It's nice to finish something. So I appreciate having the audience, even if it's a small one. It really helped me focus to get this done. So thank you. And good luck with your sculpting and painting.